must understand that we are a voice crying out from the wilderness. We are a voice like John. In this time that we are, we need men that will focus more on the souls of men, not their money. And we need men that will give their own tithe of prayers. We need a clarion call for men to rise to prayer. We need an altar call of prayer. We must repent unto prayers. If my people who are called by my name, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles 20, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, I will hear from heaven. That protocol will never change. Prayer will actually humble you. It requires humility for you to pray. So you must, yes, you are called by the name of the Lord, you are his people, but you must humble yourself and pray. Because until you do that, he will not hear from heaven and come and heal your land. It's impossible. Anytime God beckons upon you to pray, it's because God wants to change your life. Anytime there's a desire for you to pray, it's because something is about to happen in your life tremendously. Okay? Like I said, if you can, spend time with God. Give him time. You have 24 hours in a day. Give God the tithe of a day. Give God the tithe. You have 2 hours, 40 minutes. It's a tithe. So you can be faithful in tithe, but also be faithful in the tithe of prayers. You must ensure that you are supplying the tithe of prayers on daily basis. 2 hours, 40 minutes is not enough out of 24 hours. An average believer can watch. An average movie is about 3 hours. An average movie. Some people can watch 5 of that movie in a day, and they are not tired. They have not even eaten. They are fasting and they are watching the movie. What makes you think that it's hard for you to truly pray for 2 hours, 40 minutes? It's not hard. It's your mindset. One of the greatest challenge to prayerlessness is the mindset. People that are prayerless have a mindset of prayerlessness. Because the first thing is that the devil will dare them to believe that they cannot pray. When they believe that lie, then they cannot lie upon the reality and stay there. Decide and say, from today, I will spend 2 hours, 40 minutes with the Lord every day. I'm assuring it will amaze you how your life will change tremendously. Sincerely speaking. I don't need 2 men. Don't do 5 hours like us. No. Do 2 hours, 40 minutes every day. Just the tithe is enough. I know you are busy. Many of you sleep by 10 o'clock, shift to 12 o'clock, you will not die. If you sleep by 12, shift it to 4, you will not die. I'm telling the truth. Because you do one thing about God, God will never understand. I told you, men ought to do 3 things. Men ought to walk. Men ought to pray. Men ought to worship. No matter what you do, God will never understand. So in keeping to all of these 24 hours, it's 24 hours that make millionaires, billionaires, failures, and all kinds of people. You are not yet a millionaire. You are not yet a billionaire. You are not a great man yet, and you say you don't have time. What are you doing with your time? Many people are busy doing nothing. If you are a billionaire, tell me you don't have time, I will understand. But you are not doing anything, and you say you don't have time. Many people are not as busy as we are, and yet we give time to God. You are nothing. In fact, you should have 20. You should have 30 hours free. I don't know, I should add the extra one, because you are doing nothing. You ought to walk. You ought to pray. You ought to worship God. Within these 24 hours, all of these things you must do them in a day. 2 hours, 40 minutes is what you require to do these things. You must do it. If you don't do it, forget about anyone. I don't know how to help you again. Because God himself can never help you. There is no man that actually have done business with God through scripture till now that have not done these 3 things. He walked in keeping to righteousness. He prayed. He also worshiped God. You cannot break this protocol. I don't know any better way. Now somebody came and met me and said, Apostle, how can I get power? I said, you want power? Can you pray for 5 hours every day? I said, Apostle, is that the only way? I said, that's the only way. But I know that there's one woman, they say, but you go and suck her breast, you also have power. Many times people are looking for shortcut. Shortcut is straight the long cut. Sometimes that shortcut is long cut. I don't know any other way. This thing I'm telling you is the word is what I know. So, because when people tell me they don't have time, I just laugh at them. You don't have time. And when I now check their time, I discover they have poor time management. Because they are not making profit in what they are doing. They are doing nothing. They are not busy doing nothing. And they say they don't have time. You must. The Lord told me many years ago, he said, Philip, you are the leaders of tomorrow. But if you don't get the youth today, you will never get them tomorrow. And that's what I know, that youth have energy. If you engage them right now, a time is going to come, they will truly not have time. Now they have time. Any youth that doesn't have time is lying to you. The time is giving them something. I'm telling you, because they have time. And you have energy. I'm young. You too are young. I pity old people. But if you are young, I can't pity you. And if you are too small, you can't be pity. Because small children, these are elders in the spirit. Elders. You are the one that think they are too small. In secret society, they believe they are elders. So they give them a placement in the spirit. And they tell them, kill your child, kill your father, kill your mother. And they kill. They give them crown. They are queens, they are kings. So when you see a child is very stubborn, you think that he's just seeing, when the child look at you very small. Because in their kingdom, you are looked at one like ant. So he cannot do like this. When you do you like this, you are suffering from malaria for 15 days. And they keep entering another level. And the child is laughing at you every day. Because you know he's the one responsible. And you call that one a child. No, that's an elder in the spirit. You should bow to him. Many cherubims in the spirit, they are small. So it's not about the size. No, there are cars that are big for nothing. We call them big for nothing. There are some small cars. If you hear their money, you'll be afraid. So many people, when you see a man, you can see a man very big and fat. When the realm of the spirit is like this. So when they are small children, engage them more. Make them pray more. Because I assure you, if you don't do it, devil will occupy them. That's why one of the strengths of secret society are children. You like this can never join secret society. You can join an occult, but you can't join society. Society needs children. You cannot be manipulated like this. I get what I'm saying now. You have conscience. Your conscience is too strong. Children don't have it. So when they join, they begin to tell them the packages that are available. If you can kill your mother, your father in the next 3 months, you will be given 1 crown. If you can advance to your brothers and sisters 2 crowns. And they saw how much they can exercise power. The power is sweet. Because they can see how they can do like this, something will change. They do like this, something will change. I need this power now. So small children, they are also equivalent. They must also have to walk and pray and labor and worship the Lord. So sometimes when you are praying, stand them up too, let them pray too. I was in a meeting, small children were there. They look at me, they were laughing, they were playing. When it's time for prayer, I say all of them come to the front. I say you to hold your hands. While we began to pray, children began to cry. They were crying and shedding tears. I say part of your cry is also prayer. There is a realm in prayer that when you need, you begin to cry. This you have entered that realm so fast. Let's continue. They cried for the next 3-4 hours and God was glorified. And they knew they came to church. So tomorrow when you tell them to come to church, they know what to expect. Because they can be in that church and they are attending meeting in the spirit. And that's why you go back home with them and they are saying, Mommy, I will beat you. Mommy, I will deal with you. So you are not thinking that how would this child say I will deal with you? What is telling you that when I return back to where I'm strong, when I return back to my coven, because you are the one that thought he's in the room, he has left. So please, they are not too young, they are not too small. Because demons can possess even a child. If demons believe they are not too small to be possessed, the Holy Ghost can also possess them. Don't pity them, they have time. You give your time, prayer, spend time with God. We have empowered young children. I've seen them do tremendous things. It amazes me. Children have more faith than us. I'm telling you, if you see a child that is willing to dare things, he does a lot. He does a lot. They pray with the totality of the whole of their heart. You are the one that when you want to pray now, you're not starting, I've done this bad thing before. The child does not even do anything. He has a very clean conscience, a clean mind. But when you want to pray, when you want to lay hands, you don't kiss this lady yesterday. Maybe you will just steal that money. Maybe you will just shout on that person. So your faith is now. But when the child comes to do it, he do it wholehearted. Because the child does not have any guilt in him. That's why I approach the things of the kingdom as a child. When I come before the presence of God, I don't come as a big man. No. You come crying. If I stand here to talk, I was asking the Lord for mercy. That's how it works. Because before God, you always be small. That's why, the same way that no matter how big you are, your mother in the village will still call you a small boy. Do you realize that? So no matter how big you are, the person that is older than you is older than you. So just humble yourself. That's how it must be. We must realize that all of our earthly pursuits that have no affiliation with the desires of the Father is considered irrelevant if we must join into God. In this kingdom, there are no supermen. There are only men that have aligned and yielded to the Lord. You can be one of them. Now realize that anytime you are becoming a superstar in this kingdom, God will kill you. You die daily so that men can live. Paul said, I, Paul, die daily. Daily. Many people in your family may be drunkard and yet they are not dying. You know why? Your prayer is killing them. I met somebody who told me that because doing I'm the worst of the all sinners. And see, nothing has ever happened to me. I've never been sick. I said, tell me your family. Who pray in your family? Oh, my mother. My mother is a church woman. Every day she's praying. You see, that's the problem. You don't know. Your mother is the one praying for you. You are surviving upon an economy you don't know it about. It's just like if your father is a billionaire and every month he give you 1 million. You don't even know how to make 1 million. You have never appeared in the office. But you can spend money. So you may think that money is useless. But until the day they said you will not receive it, you have to go and work for 1 million and discover that, wow, it's really hard to get 1 million. It's possible for you to spend what somebody is getting. I get what I'm saying now. We spend the currency of prayer through faith. So many people today are surviving because somebody has prayed for them or somebody is praying for them. And that is why when those people stop praying for them, things go bad. Supermen in this kingdom are people that are praying for others. But they are living is by dying, because they are dying daily. Prayer kills you. I'm telling you, prayer kills you. If it doesn't kill you, the warfare will come after your life all the time. So he's dying. You die to live. So anytime you are becoming a superman, God takes you out of the scene. That is why Jesus Christ had to die. The apostles all have to die. Because the goal of God is not to make us superstars. We rise by dying. Everything I'm doing in giving to the kingdom right now is so that many people can be raised after the same order. Many will still die. Many great men will still be going. But in their going, mind you, they have raised many. That's what I call the prime of greatness. Your ability to procreate, give birth to many after your kind. So that by the time you spend your life, spend everything, many can also continue in the same order. So supermen in this kingdom are men that God intends to kill. Many of you do not think. You know what? Sometimes when I see people say, Apostle, I want to be traveling like you. Apostle, I want to open doors in ministry. Apostle, I want to look at these people. You don't know what this thing is. I didn't choose this pathway. I love to be a humble and normal man, a good businessman. I get what I'm saying now. This way of the kingdom is dangerous. I'm telling you, if they give you our life for 1 week, you may die. You may not believe it. Or maybe when they take you to the hospital, they pray for some sickness, you will run away. I'm telling you. Sometimes when you hear some cases, you'll be afraid. Have you been to a place where charm is alive? And now we need to test whether your tongues you are praying is a real tongues. A lady told me that actually the prayer she prayed is the wrong one, that she's not praying the right tongues. I said, now when prayer is demanded, you know, your faith have not been tried. You've not been in the situation where there's an emergency of life and death. When they lock you inside with a lion, and it's either you find a way to survive or you die. You now reach out to faith. Surround you. Now you want to know whether do you really pray. I'm telling you. Or you are brought to a point. They say this one is the babalawo that kill everybody in this village. In fact, if you do like this, you turn to chicken. And they bring you there. You will run away now. Because you know it's the way of war. Because you may turn to chicken. So you must understand that the way of this kingdom is the way of dying. It's the way of war. You must continue to war. So anyone that see that is surviving and is enjoying is because somebody is paying for it. Someone say nothing is free, even in free town. I realize that Bible itself is not free. All those Gideon Bible, people are paying for them. Don't free Gideon's Bible. Everything has a price tag. And when it's free, it's because the price is too high that you cannot. So somebody pay for it. The survival of men is by the spending of prayer. People spend prayer to survive. So you may be surviving yet with your carnality, but it's because somebody is praying for you. And that superstar praying for you is dying praying for you. Is that okay now? That's why ministers are the center of attacks. Their family, their life, their health, their everything. They will look for anything to touch, to kill. Is that okay now? So they also need your prayers. So it's important for us not to only maintain followers, but to make followers to become what? Leaders. Okay. Jesus Christ didn't die for us to become superstars, but for us to raise others. We do that by the administration of the Spirit of God that gives life and bring them into the full functionality of that which God intended for them. We are what we are by the grace of God. That grace is not in vain, in that we ought to labor also. We ought to walk. I realize that when the grace of God lifts a man, you cannot bring him down. No. You can't fight a man whom God has helped. It's impossible. Grace has always been the benchmark. The things we do is by the grace of God. I assure you, no man can do this without the supply of the grace of God. I assure you. Every time you want to try this thing, without God truly really helping you, you have a challenge. If it is a lie, maybe I will give you my itinerary for the next 2 months. You will drop the mic and you will never carry it again. You know, sometimes you will not know how this thing works. The real work is done at night when you have to war. But the devil will not be clapping for you. Do you realize that? No. That's why he will make sure things go bad. Things go bad in the physical, in the churches, in the organization, in your family, in everything. So those places will make you pray by force, even if you don't want to pray. You understand what I'm saying? So our greatest goal is to ensure that the grace of God is applied to us at all times. And when the grace of God is applied to us at all times, no man can fight us. Any man fighting a dead man is wasting his time, because a dead man is dead. It's long time dead. When the grace of the Lord is upon the lives of a man, it's more like when God is your referee. Even if you know where Jesse go play, you know what? If God be your referee, whether you know the club, you must play, because you know you need to get Jesse said. Now you need to regulate the match. So that's how it works. Grace will make things look partial. You see people that are not qualified for anything, God qualified them on his own accord. There are many people today that are not qualified for men. I've been to a place for so much big men of God, and they look at me. They felt even ashamed to be sitting close to me, because you know all this media, the thing we fly in the media. And I knew I was there because of the grace of God, because I was not qualified to be there. That's how this thing works. Grace makes things partial. It's grace of God that will make somebody, will make me say, transfer 20 million to your account. A man called me. He's working in an institution. He transferred the institution money to an account, and they cannot reverse it back. I said that person might have prayed very well, because to him that's not miracle money, that's miracle breakthrough. You don't understand. Have you seen a lot you've never prayed for? I have seen it very much time. You need that kind of a grace where things you are not. You see, if everything in your life you have to labor for it, it's a challenge. That means there's no grace, there's no favor. There are many things you don't have to be qualified for. Let them just happen just like that. That one is sweet. I'm telling you the truth. It's a strange mystery. Somebody said something that, look at what happened to David. How can David bring down Goliath? These are not things that your mind can imagine. I'm telling you the truth. And the guy now decided to think again and say, what if that stone did not hit Goliath? If that stone did not hit Goliath, we don't need to know what will happen. So, in grace, you have one chance. If you miss that chance, we don't know where you are going to. You are entering the express with a go. I'm telling you, you may be redeemed, but with one leg. I don't know how David would have gone back home. You know, we boast in grace, but if by peradventure you make any mistake, the falling of a great man is a falling. The way it sound, when something fall, it's very big. The way it sound, boom. That's how it will be. That's why when grace lifts you, you should be humble. But grace is so important, so important. It makes things happen for you. What people do and they struggle, you may never do it and struggle. The same thing people are doing, and it's not working, you do it work. That's grace and favor. And I refer to that as the key of David. Every door, I'm telling you, there are places today that I'm never qualified to go to. Never qualified. They don't even know why. They don't mention my name. The priest will say, we don't think, but let him just come. And they don't know what they are going to expect. It's when I've done the havoc and I've gone before that's go, we were not supposed to bring this person. And the people are blessed. So that's how it works. So grace will make certain things work just like. You don't have to labor for everything. That you work for 10 hours, you get 10 hours in work. No. The way the scripture put it, that some people came at the last hour, they received the same reward. Some of us came at the last hour. Last hour. I was always imagining if I started in God when I was 10 years old. It was not 2009 that I got serious with God. Imagine if I was serious with God 20 years ago. I would have done better. That's how this thing works. But grace will always make it look partial. I get what I'm saying now. So what you need is the supply of the grace of God. Any man that has become an envoy of God is a man that has seen the strength and the grace of God always at work in his life. And it's the grace of God that makes you an ancient. It makes you a young ancient, a man with an ancient spirit. And grace is always older than age. It made you. It's not about your age, but the grace upon you. Jesus Christ himself had people that none of the disciples, I think, is his mate. Maybe what about them? Those his brothers. Because they came. Oh, those ones even came later. Everyone is older than him. Grace is strange. Grace is the supply of an ancient spirit upon a mortal man. It makes you ancient. So sometimes you find yourself in encounters with elders that are older than you, and the intention is to impact upon you the ancient spirit. So they call him the ancient of days. So you must understand that in this journey you must embrace the grace of God at all times. And be careful of dishonor and disobedience. This will make your journey and investment in God important. Many people are strong physically, but their disobedience and dishonor have made them weak spiritually. With all your strength physically, you can be weak spiritually. There are no modalities or order in keeping to the engagement when it comes to prayer. When you come to pray, pray effectively well. And the reason why you do that is just to give expression and freedom to your spirit so that you can receive illumination from the realm of light.